covered.
Bolt
Wow,
Bros,
what's up, guys?
Here.
What's good?
Let's go.
That's right, Bolt Bros.
So notice Kyle's here with me in Utah at the moment. So we're excited for this game, folks. Hurricane Hillary ain't gonna ruin our fun. What's up?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kyle.
Thunder Alley folks.
Yeah. Thunder Alley's getting washed out, I think, right now. I don't know what's going on over there.
Big time.
Yep.
But Kyle evaded Southern California to be able to be on Utah. So get away from that
exactly right.
rain.
Hey, you know what? You know, us Los Angelinos, we can't handle the weather very well, you know?
Dude, no
100%.
joke, man. I can imagine. I mean, everybody out there is freaking out. I remember some lady I saw, like some news report talking about the rain. She's like, we don't do well with rain, right? Like, don't be on the road at all kind of thing. So,
yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I did still see a bunch of people at Thunder Alley. They were still out there barbecuing a little bit, you know, like, I mean, there's not much people walking around, but they were just hanging out by their little pop-up tents. And that was about it, though. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. And we'll talk about the episode and let's go.
I'm Deion Henley. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast? Let's do it!
All right, guys. Still love that, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I think it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
I love it. Yeah.
That's the best. Well,
I do that cheesy little cheer sound there.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys. So throw your thoughts out, folks. Oh, Kevin, you're in Utah. What's up? Hey, man, let's go. Let's hang out, man. I'm out here as well. Let's go kick it. Yeah, I'm out here as well. That's great. Bolt babes.
You know what? Andrew will challenge you to a game of pickleball, man.
Pickleball. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's always about pickleball, baby.
Yeah.
I know. 3 weeks until kickoff, folks. Okay, so I'm beyond hyped. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. So, so guys, just I'm actually making some nice steaks for Kyle. Making some ribeye steaks, all kinds of food. We're gonna have a good time. So
it's the cost of my goods and services to the Bolt Bros channel, you know.
No, but it's good. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting, guys. Who are you most excited to watch in today's game? We got a few lists of people. I know Dotson's one of the guys I was thinking a lot about, but yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting. So let's get into this, talk about it, and guys, we are going to go live after the channel or after the game as well too. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited. Got football. 3 more weeks until the real game starts. So, and James, you got your brisket broad. What did we call it again?
I think
a bonnet.
I think I was calling it a halo earlier.
Yeah, halo, something like that. Yeah, right.
I had a rocket today. I don't know why not. Something different, I guess. Rock. Hey, I'll say shout out to Brisket Broads though. By the way, they also went to every single training camp. They did.
Yeah, they
did. Year. So they set goals and they make it happen. I think they're going to be at every game this year. By the way, too, road game, home game.
Nice.
So
I love it.
They're going to be all out again once again, man. But you see them on social media all the time, by the way. And they're always on social media for the Chargers every single time. So they're fun to watch, by the way.
Yeah, Bolt babes, I like to cook. It's a lot of fun. So butter basted ribeye steaks is what I'm making. Butter basted ribeye steaks.
Oh, yeah.
And crispy potatoes, carrots. It's going to be crazy, dude. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be good. I mean, we got chips.
Chips.
We got dip. We got some salsa.
It's gonna be tasty, guys. I wish you guys were all here. Seriously, I enjoy it.
That's right.
And Kevin, we are not going to be podcasting the game live. We've tried that a couple times. It gets a little sticky. Also, the director does it as well. Most everybody watches it over there at the director. But we are going to go live after the game, so we're going to do a post game show as well.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be doing.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, McDonald's is saying that it's pouring rain over there, by the way, too. So I hope they don't cancel the game, which you know how SoFi is. Obviously, there's a kind of a roof element to it, but then there's a lot of entry points, too. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I remember against the Raider game, I think it was a Sunday night game, Thursday night game, Monday night game. I don't know what it was, but they started like canceling basically that game.
Yeah.
Canceling that game, or at least delaying that game because of lightning and rain that was coming into the stadium. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Thanks, Cool Naz. Yeah, it is basically a scrunchie.
It is a big scrunchie. That's what it is.
Well, I do remember that there was a game.
Yeah.
I think it was a Rams game though. That there was a rainstorm, but it was a very sideways rain.
Yeah.
And so it was going into the stadium, like the 500 and 400 levels got drenched.
Yeah.
And then like at least on like the south side for sure did, but then. Yeah. I think everything was dry still on the bottom. So like the players are still going to be dry, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I think either way should be great. I'm glad Hurricane Hillary. I dated a girl named Hillary once. She was crazy as hell. So, hey, she ain't ruining our, our happiness today, folks.
No,
not today, Hillary. Not today.
Hillary better not Hillary this game.
Hillary. I was thinking, why don't they call it Hurricane Pelosi or something like that? Or
Hurricane Pelosi.
Oh man,
jeez, why they go with Hillary all of a sudden, man?
No, it's all numerical. It starts with A and then it goes all the way through.
Yeah,
they're all labeled. Yeah. That's
it's all planned.
They rotate year to year of a male or a female name. Did you know that?
Really?
On Hurricane?
Oh yeah.
So next year it'll be males names. And I was like, what? Never knew that. Never knew that.
Odd years are females. I take it then, and then the even years are males, I guess. Oh.
Yeah. So weird. So weird. Well, maybe we should talk football instead. Let's talk about.
I don't know. Yeah,
we're like the weather report over here.
Hey, Hurricane Hillary, she sucks.
Yeah.
So we're excited to see Easton Stick out there. I think he did great game one versus the Rams, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see. I mean, again, I'm not quite sure what the whole plan is with Easton Stick, but are they splitting time? I kind of heard a little bit of both, but I'm not quite sure what the overall plan is. But I'm excited to see Stick, right? Stick needs some more touches. Again, we, of course, want to keep Justin Herbert healthy. But, you need to have a good backup now in the NFL, right? And it's good to see Stick out there and go for it. So, anyways.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the thing about Stick, I mean, I did a whole video on 5 different players that, I was going to focus on in this game. Now, everybody's got their own ideas of what they want, but Stick, for the most part, like I wanted to see consistency out of this guy.
Yeah.
And, he did 14 to 21 passes, 109 yards, 1 touchdown to Quentin Johnston, had a rating at 95.1. That's solid all around. He did have 2 runs for 12 yards, average of 6 yards per carry. I just want to be able to have a guy who's behind us. Once again, this guy has not played an NFL game other than preseason games that I could think of right off the top of my head. Give him as much experience if just something needs to be happening where he needs to go out there. Give him as much time as you possibly can for him. I do still, once again, I'm going to stay really, really true to my word. I really feel we should at least have our starters out there for at least just a tad bit of time. Every team right now has had their starting quarterback at least on field. Yeah. And Chargers have not done that. And I get it and I understand that 100%. But just a little bit of get the wiggles out. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be playing on the 3rd preseason game for the Jets. And he says, hey, I would like to be able to have time on field. I think it's just getting the wiggles out for their offense and not make them feel nervous being right from the get-go of week 1. But either which way, I like to see Stick and see his progress, keeping it on schedule here. But
yeah. So somewhat solo. Yeah, no. Elijah Dotson. Do you think first team will play any today? I think the answer is no. Brandon Staley does not want to put his guys out there. He just doesn't. And I get
his thing. Yeah.
Well, and not only that, folks, you got to remember too. First team played with the Saints twice already. They were out there in the scrimmages.
Yeah.
Look, they're not tackling to the ground. They're getting the work that they need. And the argument, I would say this also, not only that, but you can also evaluate these players a little more that need more field time, which is the good thing for the Chargers. So these coachings, a great example, we signed Aaron Shamklin. I did my video on him. And then we also have Matt Hankins. They're probably going to be out there quite a bit. There are 2 people who were just signed this week. So we'll see what they can do.
They did also play Jamari Sawyer and also Zion Johnson last week because they wanted to be able to get working on the left guard, right guard, and they did extremely well. I think they only had about 15, 20 snaps, if that.
Correct.
But, they did fine. And so I do think that there's not going to be pretty much any starter out there for the most part. Maybe Kenneth Murray. And I think he wasn't still even there last week too. So
yeah,
either which way, Brandon Staley doesn't like playing the starters.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. I think Hightower will be an interesting one for me. I think he might be a good guy, that we could discuss as well too. I think Hightower looks hungry, looks ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see, and again, like you said, somewhat solo, Dotson looking good so far, man. And to Aether's question here, I'd like to say this. I love my coach. He's hungry. He's desperate. He needs to learn from his lesson from mistakes from the past. Redemption. I believe he'll put pressure on the new OC this season. I agree.
Yeah.
I think they're both learning from each other. Aether, I do think that bottom line, they're each making each other better, right? They're making the defense better. They're making the offense better. It's be good to go. Anyways, I think it'll be good. So I'm excited to see that.
The thing about it is that there's a lot of pressure on everybody on this team, but I do think that if we have a extremely competent offensive coordinator, he's only going to help out the defense in the same side too. So I do think that Brandon Staley was almost pushed a little thin as a head coach because he really had to manage a little bit more on the offensive side too.
Correct.
At least that's just maybe my thoughts, but but it just was kind of a little bit less that he didn't need to deal with. If you got Kellen Moore, a guy that knows what to do, hey, let him do his job. I'll do my job, and I'll be able to focus on less of the team game day.
Yeah, I think so. Whack Donald for sure. I think we're going to throw long as much as possible. Again, last year we threw it short a lot. I think largely because of injuries with Herbert and so on and so forth. But Kellen Moore's offense has always a deep threat. Every play.
Always.
So, this is great too. We're getting value, future draft picks. I mean, dude, one of you guys talked about the Soul Taker. Yo, he's looking great.
Yes,
folks.
Sir. I love Scott Matlock.
Scott Matlock is looking with SJD called him Big Red. That's their nickname. They call him Big Red.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. That's a good nickname. I like that. I like that. Full pros. Man, my wife is not having it. She said, no, can't go to SoFi today.
Oh, no, man. Hey,
Pablo, you got to make it happen, dog. Come on now.
Yeah, I get it. No, like I said, we talked about that at the beginning. Los Angelinos, we don't like the weather at all, man. Like a little bit of rain and we just freak out, man. So I get it.
Yeah.
And
And Kyle and I were chatting about before we went live here. We were talking a little bit about that, and we're like, I guarantee everybody's going to be like, "There's nobody at the stadium. It holds up that the Chargers don't have any fans at all." You're like, "Come on, dude. These LA fans don't want to come out there to a rainy game and try to pregame under some little umbrellas and stuff and tents and stuff.
Not fun.
Come on, they don't want to do that."
Yep.
Yeah, no, and again, we're not going to see Herbert out there today. I would not expect that at all. Doesn't get to play. Exactly correct. So, all right. So next guy I want to talk about, our boy Dugan, right? So I think there's some discussion that Dugan's going to get a lot of work today, which I think he should, right? Because we have to think about like the 53-man roster. Do we want to carry 3 quarterbacks? I think the argument is it's good to have it, right? That 53rd man does not affect your 53-man roster as far as the third quarterback. That's called the Brock Purdy rule.
Yeah.
They changed that. So you can have him suit up and he doesn't count to the 53-man roster, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. I actually like the idea of using Dugan a lot like a Taysom Hill. Use him out more on the edge, line up as like a tight end. You run some kind of interesting trick plays with him out there. I think that'd be really interesting to see, but you're obviously not going to see that in the preseason.
Yeah.
But you want to see where, how he does and can he throw the ball correctly and, move the offense, right? That's the whole point.
Well, the one thing I really liked about Max Dugan is that he kind of seemed like he was passing the ball a lot. He didn't seem as comfortable, and then he started using his legs. And that's to your point of the Taysom Hill effect, that he could play very well in that role for us.
Yeah.
And he started to really do well when he started using his legs and running. He's a fast dude. That guy's got some wheels. And, that was one of his strengths at TCU. So I would like to see a little bit more of that too. And Max going out there and making things happen. So I think that'll be fun to be able to see.
Yeah. CJ Okoye as well. Great story with him.
Oh yeah.
Amazing story. I mean, by the way, guys, watch the Chargers Weekly. That was a great episode. SJD talks quite a bit about CJ Okoye.
Yeah.
Very, very big fan of him. And Goomba. Hey, Goomba, what's up?
Goomba.
Oh, good to see you. You're new to the channel. I don't think I've seen you. At least I don't recognize your name before, but Goomba, good to have you. Oh man, I think he's gonna have a great year, dude.
Actually, I asked him personally at training camp.
Oh, how many souls he's gonna take? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he said,
okay,
every one of them.
Oh, yeah. He really said that.
Yeah, he said.
What? He said that.
Every
That's
last
awesome.
one.
That's awesome, dude. Dude, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, that guy is fighting hard, and he is putting it out there. And I'll tell you, SJD is loving him, dude. He's like, yeah, he's a beast. Actually, SJD kept talking about, and there was a comment up here about our, getting a lot of value in the draft. We're getting a ton of value, guys. Like, I mean, Dugan's, he's a serviceable backup quarterback, right? But yeah, I mean, it's looking good. Yeah, and Henley, I think, will do well. I'm excited to see what he does. And Leo, there's Davis. Yeah, I think he'll be out there quite a bit too.
Dude.
Yeah.
Darius, there was some clips that they showed of him. I think it might have been the Friday practice against the Saints. And man, he's got quick feet, man. Dude, once again, slow feet don't eat. And feet don't eat. Darius Davis got them fast feet. And who knows, man? He's got some good route running ability and everything too. Obviously, his speed is his game. But man, Darius has been awesome so far. It's been fun to be able to see him develop so far in this offense. I mean, once again, when he got drafted, I was like, he's an X Factor type player for
big
us.
time. Oh yeah, big time.
100%.
I mean, the whole thing, in my opinion, about Darius, it almost brings in conversation of special teams. Bottom line, like nobody talks about special teams dang near. Oh, you could say, okay, J.K. Scott's got a really high hanging ball. Dicker hit another couple field goals, missed one or whatever it is. But Darius Davis adds that running threat element of after a punt return, kick return. And as we saw in that last game, this guy's got the talent to be able to take it to the house, which we have not seen, in my opinion, since probably Antonio Cromartie. It's been a very, very long time. So,
and that was a weird thing. That was a field goal kicked for a return for a touchdown.
109 yards, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was only 109 3/4. I think it was literally just like a sliver right there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And so Daniel, again, like this guy right here, Darius Davis, is stepping in for Guyton in his absence, and also the other guy's John Hightower. John Hightower's looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
we haven't even heard a dang thing about Guyton other than he's probably going to be on the pup starting the year.
Yeah, which is kind of scary, right, to think about, right? But and you got to wonder, right? I know there's some rules against that. Anyways, I can't remember all the rules, but if you end up on the pup, it's like you can't play till like the middle of the season or something like that. There's like a lot of really weird rules around it.
There's like a 3-week kind of like break or something like that.
Very interesting. So who knows, man? I mean, I don't even know if we're gonna get to see Guyton out there this year. So Aether. How much pressure on this entire coaching staff, especially if the team stays healthy? I think there's always pressure, bottom line, right? NFL is, what does it stand for? Not for long, right? And you look, at the end of the day, though, here's what I'll say. This coaching staff, they've done a great job drafting. I'm not joking. Like, awesome job. I mean, they got value through every pick. And they're getting value out of underdrafted free agents. Look at Elijah Dotson. He's looking amazing out there, right? And so, look, there's always pressure, but they're finding value, and that has value. And you could clearly see that the Chargers owners, the Spanos family, loves Brandon Staley, what he's doing. It's super exciting. So there's always pressure, but but I'll say this: Kellen Moore's changing things. I feel like it's going to be pretty solid. So
I feel like, I mean, the truth is like this year there is a lot of pressure on Brandon Staley for sure, because he now has absolutely the team that he wanted. And he has the coaching staff that he wanted. Mm-hmm. So now a lot of the pressure is going to be put on him this year, I feel like. And as we all know, a lot of Chargers fans are not really happy with him anyways. But here in the Bolt Bros fam, we love him. We love Big Ball Staley.
Big Ball Staley. Big Ball Staley.
Yeah, man.
Big Ball Staley.
Big Ball Staley. Yeah.
I think that was so funny when we did that at the Cardinals game, and some dude filmed us and threw us on Twitter, so yelling "Big Ball."
That was me filming it.
Oh, was I? No, it wasn't. You were in there. Didn't I see another clip?
No, that was Andrew dancing around like a fool.
That was me. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
no, that's good. But the thing about it is, every year does have its own, pressures. Pretty much. And I'll say this with Brandon Staley, he's got a winning record for us after 2 years. Not many head coaches that we've hired in the last 10 years has been able to do that in their first 2 years. you want consistency as a product, and we've had a relatively consistent product now. Now it's about taking that consistency and just elevating it a little bit more to be able to be that true threat. The knock on the Chargers always is health. The knock is, hey, on paper we look great. The knock on them is that we can't get it done. Some point it's going to get done. And I think the point is, and I think Brandon Staley has the ability to get to that next level for this team. And, Vegas already put us at 13 of 17 games as the favorite to win. So if Vegas wins, hey, maybe we're going to win 13 games. I don't know, but that would be great.
Well,
that would be great.
But because they put us overall at 10.5 or 10.5 or something like that, So it's like, how does that work out that we're favored out of 13 games, but they only putting on 10 games to win the year?
True.
It's a little strange, right? The over and under don't really make sense to compare to what they think we're going to do, kind of thing.
So we're not doing Scott. We're not doing a play along for the game. We've tried that a couple times. It's never really worked out very well for us. So we're just going to follow along. We'll probably be in some chat threads, and then we're going to do a post game afterwards, after the game is done. And then Sherry, good to see you. Dotson, 53-man roster. Who do you think they'll get rid of? That's a good question. Great question. But there is a chance we run 4 running backs this year.
Yeah.
I will say this though, Dotson probably needs to do more in special teams. So I think he's probably going to be out there in special teams. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Because there's some players out there that play special teams, like Horvath is very good in special teams.
Yes.
And so it's going to be interesting. So let's go through some more of these questions here. Can't we see JH if he's playing? He's not playing. He is not going to play.
He should not be playing.
He will not be playing. Yes. So who rises their stock most in this matchup?
Rangers. That's the Henley.
Yeah. Who raises their
Henley.
stock?
Yeah. He's the Ranger.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Go Power Rangers.
Go Power Rangers. That's right.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a second. I was like, what? What are you talking about here?
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
You talking about the Texas Rangers? Are we talking about
Texas
baseball?
Nah, man, no. He's the Ranger, bro.
Okay, so Brad, okay, thank you for clarifying. Yes. Okay, because when you said JH, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, man, what are you talking about?
Sorry, Brandon. Yeah. I'm a little slow sometimes.
I will say this. I'm excited to see him. I think he could be a good one. I do think he could be good.
Me too. Yeah.
So he's balling out. Yeah.
He is leading all the wide receivers in camp right now for touchdowns and long catch passes over 50 yards. I mean, the guy is an absolute threat. I did it in my video too, 5 players to watch. I gave him 2 times, hey, players to watch, because last game he did not play. This game he's going to play. So the guy's an absolute stud, 4.4 or 4.4, kind of 40 speed, got height. Yep. He's gelling very well with Justin Herbert. I even talked with one of his buddies too when I was ironically in Vegas waiting for an Uber. Just talking about his story of being with the Eagles and how he didn't feel very comfortable in that offense, and to where now he feels like, I think he's really getting his strengths utilized correctly as a receiver. So, and I think the thing is, the Chargers got a really good chance to be able to be something this year. Not to say the Eagles didn't go to the Super Bowl last year, because they did, but I think that he's gelling very well with the quarterback. And, I think Jalen Hurts' arm versus Justin Herbert is not even a contest.
Correct.
Justin Herbert's got a better arm, bottom line.
So Pablo, CJ Okoye, we'll see. I mean, he's got a lot to prove. There's still a lot more than just sacking people. I mean, he's got all the talent. You never know, right? I think he's got to make an impact now. But that's a pretty crowded room. Defensive line's pretty crowded, right? Austin Johnson's back. It'd be interesting. Actually, it's a good point. Are we thinking about doing a Discord at some point in the future?
Yeah, I have one built. I haven't really sent it out at all yet, because I know that's a whole thing. I don't know, we would have to all get our accounts turned back on for that as well.
Sure.
So because that could be an option as well. It's we can set up the Discord so we can actually do, instead of just a fantasy football league, we can do a Madden league together as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be pretty fun just to hang out and play some games together. I'm terrible at Madden, but I know James is pretty good at it. But maybe we can he can coach me a little bit while I'm playing.
It's probably been a Madden 07. I don't know that I've last played.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
The last time the Chargers were great with LT and Philly.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a while. It's been some decades.
Yeah, and guys, just so you know, James says, yeah, smash that like and subscribe. Again, 70% of you guys that are watching videos are not subscribed to the channel, so please subscribe and smash that like. It does help us out quite a bit. Okay. And Dugan, again, I do like the idea of being Dugan being used. We got lots of chats going through here. Goes, oh man,
love it.
This is good. Yeah, this is great.
It's hype for the season.
No,
boys.
this is good. This is good, folks. So let's do this. Let's go to our last two, and then we'll just go through the questions. We'll go from there. Okay. JT Woods.
Throw this out real quick.
What you got?
You said yarmulke or shower cap?
Oh yeah, that's Spicoli. Love it, dude. Oh, Spicoli. That's so funny.
It's a brisket
Actually,
broth.
Well, it's
cap.
kind of a different thing.
I don't know what's called Halo or something.
Hey, put your head down to show them that it's not. You see, it's not really a yarmulke. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
It's
like it's the reverse of a yarmulke. You know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
It's good for face washing, you know? So it's like you do that line so it doesn't get your hair wet. Yeah, I get it.
So but then let's talk about JT Woods. I know JT Woods, you know, he's going to be out there a lot, dude. You know, we got a knee contusion with Gilman, so JT Woods is the guy. Right. So we got to see him out there.
Yeah.
Play a little more intensive. By the way, check up his mic'd up as well too. He was all over.
So
I like that mic'd up. He admittedly said a couple times that he's finally understanding the game now at the NFL level. So that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
That's really good to hear. Yes.
Well, and the big knock of him too. And one thing I noticed about the mic'd up is that he looked like he was being more aggressive. He was taking in blocks. He was being a little bit more like involved in the play. And that's what you need to see. I mean, he's the last line of defense. Like you need to be able to have a guy that could not just arm tackle somebody, but bear hug them. And that's one thing I did feel that I didn't see the wrap up. I kind of saw a little bit more arm based type tackles. But at the same side, he's being a little bit more aggressive, which is what we need to see from him. And he seems like he bulked up a little bit too this year. So
he did.
Is good.
He did. Yeah. And this is a good point. We've only been hard on Staley only because we want to see him succeed. And, you know, in Staley's successes and failures is basically success and failure. So obviously we don't want the Chargers to fail. And you're exactly right. We're all invested in the team. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and it's tough, right? You know, you want to see these guys succeed. The one thing that SJD brought up quite a bit on the Chargers Weekly too is that, look, these are real people. Like these are real people.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a disconnect in football because they have helmets, they have pads on. You don't get to see people. You don't see their faces, not like baseball or basketball.
Yeah. You don't see their emotion as much on the field because they got the helmets on. So like they kind of protects their face in that way, you know? Unless you're Joey Bosa, when you take your helmet off and throw it on the ground
like, you know, and
twice
and then get a penalty. Thanks a lot, Joey. You know.
Well, speaking of that though, too, like even that was a weird thing that I found out the last week, the first preseason game, that JT Woods got fined $6,000 for, I guess, tapping on the other,
which is crazy,
other person's helmet or something like that. It's like, what is this? Like, come on, man. It's like,
well, in the preseason, they are going to call a lot of penalties like that. So it gives coaches the opportunity to coach up their players and say, hey, you can't do this, and here's why.
Oh my gosh.
Makes sense, but it's stupid. And Leo, pistol formation, we'll see. I will say this. I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but it does make sense to run. I think SJD and Everett also, actually Everett was one that said it, that, you know, really the offense that was ran over in Dallas had a very different, you know, player makeup, and they ran it very differently than we're going to run here with the Chargers because we have different players and different skill sets. So we'll see. You never know. And again, you understand this, folks. We're running very base offense. These are very, very base offense. You're not going to see a lot of trickery. You're not going to see a lot of crazy stuff. You know, we'll go from there. So, an Aether, 3/4 with QJ. Oh man, that'd be so great. I mean, it would be awesome to see him out there. And again, he had some drop passes. Yeah, he definitely had a case of the yips.
Yeah.
You know,
I was a little worried about that too. So hopefully, because I think his first 3 passes were dropped, like, you know, preseason. Yeah. So hopefully he's gotten past that now. He's got that first touchdown in the preseason game. So now he's just like, okay, let's get back to business, boys. Let's make it happen. What's up, Brad, by the way?
Yeah. Hey, Brad. Good. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Brad. And by the way, hey, Chevy guy, link to the Bowl Bros hat. You got to talk to the Brisket Broads about that one. Yeah, that's
not this hat. Your hat.
Oh, yeah, they're down below. They're down below.
Oh yeah, they're. Well, I don't think it's in there just yet, but we'll put it.
I'll throw it in the chat.
Put it in there. Yeah.
So we got all kinds of different ones too. There's quite a few in there. They're actually cheap. And guys, we're not making money on those. It's just good merch. Just you guys can have some if you want. So, And let's go to the last guy that I think we're interested in. Then we'll just go to some questions, and then we can wrap up because I know we got a lot of comments. We got about 100 comments in here, guys. Woo! We're gonna try and get to it, so we'll do like a bit of a speed round,
lightning round
here shortly. But I'm excited to see Thule, man. He looked good. He didn't get a lot of snaps, but man, look, Matlock and Thule look absolutely awesome, folks. I mean, I'm excited to see what they're doing. They're playing well. They're playing great. SJD even came out and said, Thule, he's going to be beat. Guys, he's 20 years old.
Yep.
20 years old, folks. That is so young.
I wish I could say that we can have a beer with him, but he's too young.
Yeah, he can't even drink. He can't even drink. You know, and but it's hilarious, right? But look, man, I'm telling you, man, like Thule is going to be a straight up beast. I'm excited to see what he can do. All right, so let's get to some more questions here, and we'll just kind of go through this. There's so many players we can talk about. Again, we're going to wrap up at the end. Let's talk about the players that did well, and we'll just give our thoughts, and we'll have a discussion. Again, we are going to go live after the game, folks. So, and Aether, Charger number 1, seed AFC, play Jags, divisional round time. Ooh, 24-3, final score 55-10.
That's a bold prediction for the postseason right away.
572 yards and 7 touches. Yowzers!
He's just punching numbers on the keyboard here. You know, like, gee. I mean, that would be.
That's right. I like that.
That would be a straight up revenge game per se to do something like that. That would be ridiculous.
Right.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Clark out there as well, too. It'll be interesting to see what he does. He was out there quite a bit. I didn't see a whole lot in the game 1. I would have thought game 1 he would have done a little more. I didn't see a whole lot from him. And this is the merch link right here, too, folks. So check it out. Thule is going to eat game 1. I'm excited to see that, folks. I just think the guy, he's learning from the best.
Yeah.
He's learning from the best.
Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa.
Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Come on, dude. Come on.
Right.
I said Joey Bosa's. Joey Bosa's.
We got Joey Bosa now, too? I know what's going on here. Jeez.
Joey Bosa's.
When did that transaction happen? Jeez. Well, the thing about Thule, like even last game, he got off the edge real quick. He had basically 2 pressures immediately. Like, the guy has the ability to get that, closing in speed to the quarterback. And it's exciting. I mean, even to say, like, in my video that I did for 5 players to watch, I said Chris Rump had a sack. He had a tackle behind the line. He also almost had a second sack too. And he only played like 11 snaps. Like, the guy looked really good. Now, once again, I'm going to say the Rams are not going to be a good team at all. Like, we could take that game as like a grain of salt, in my opinion, because once again, they have like 40 rookies on that team right now. I mean, it's a young team. It's probably even more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, they're playing college ball still.
College ball, exactly. So this game will tell us a little bit more about some of our players, because I do feel the Saints are a little bit better put together team, a little bit more experienced of a team. But hey, if our players, which you did hear in training camp in the scrimmages against Saints, our D-line was eaten, and they were constantly getting sacks. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see how this goes for this game too.
Yeah.
The question that I have too is Derek Carr going to be playing out there on the field? Because we actually, we know this enemy very well. Derek Carbage will throw, how many picks will he throw in the first half?
Guyliner, So I think it's going to be Jameis Winston. I think Carlos is right. I don't know that Derek Carr is actually going to be playing at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think Carlos is, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I could be wrong.
Here's the thing then too. If it's Jameis Winston, we're gonna get a lot more picks because that dude, he had vision problems. So
that's all crab legs over there. Remember when he was doing the
crab legs?
That's what I always call
right.
Crab
I forgot
legs.
about that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So it's gonna be interesting if we see him out there. I mean, I think he may have gotten like his eyes fixed or something like that,
He
but
did.
like okay. So
because he said when he was with the Bucks, he said, I could be in the middle of the field and I can't even read the scoreboard. So he ended up getting LASIK done to his eyes so he could actually see the field. I mean, bro, like you got millions of dollars. LASIK ain't nothing, dude. That's a drop for you, my man.
You got to get that done.
Get that done. You're crazy.
And here's Aether's predictions right here: Chargers, Bills, Ravens, Jags, Chiefs, Bengals, Jets.
Here it is.
Larry. I think that's a good list. Be interesting to see. Oh, and we got what up, Bull Bros? Love the channel. We are a Saints YouTube channel. Great practices this week. I'll tell you what, they look good out there.
Yeah.
And I will say this, folks, like bottom line,
I just realized that when it says the way they spell bros is different, but it's we both bros. That's for sure.
Both bros.
Yeah.
No, but bottom line, I think it was good work on both sides, right? And I think the defense looked pretty good on both sides. I think offensively there was Hey, but I'll tell you what, Olave is looking good, dude. Michael Thomas is looking good on your end, man.
Yeah.
So, but look, man, it's exciting. This is the fun part of it's exciting. We're all excited. We're all excited for our team. We're all excited, to see them get together. And they'll reach out to us as well. Maybe we could do a collab video with you sometime this next week as well, too.
Yeah,
it's always kind of fun. Kind of like a recap, we can get together, kind of talk about what we liked, and kind of go from there. So hit us up.
I was going to say one thing too, and I wonder if Nola is actually from, in New Orleans, but the comments that Jamal Williams had talking about beignets and talking about how things are just funnel cakes. I love beignets.
They're so tasty. Oh my gosh, I love beignets.
Well, what did he
Do
call
I
them?
like
Benetti?
funnel cakes?
Benetti?
And I was born and raised in California. To me, funnel cakes are okay. Okay, I'll take a beignet all day.
I'll take a beignet all day. Put some good jam on that. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Definitely beignets.
We're good.
We're good. Funnel cakes. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, funnel cakes suck.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Rams going to pay for a better logo, man. I'll tell you what, I agree with that. Yeah. By the way, Antoine, this is a good point, man. It's amazing. It's okay. So we're trying to interview some football players for the Chargers. We're talking to the communication team and everything like that. I don't understand why people keep bringing up the Jags loss to these players. Like, they don't want to talk about it, right? They don't want to talk about it anymore. They want to move on, man. Look, I'm a competitor. James a competitor. We play a lot of sports. I've lost championship games. I get pissed off, and I'm like angry. I don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I don't understand why we keep talking about what happened there, but. If anything else, Tom Telesco said the best thing ever. I watched on a random podcast. He said, "Look, we're all gonna manage that loss our own way and move on.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we need to make it fuel ourselves to become better." And I thought that was a great way of saying it, because that's how I look at it. Like, I get pissed. I could have hit better. I could have played better. I could have focused more.
Yeah.
Let's stop worrying about things you can't control, like the past. You can't change the past. Right. Move on.
You got your small circle that you can control and work with the area that you can control. Everything else outside of that should not be a part of that small circle. And that's a thing. Like, I don't think these players are really too worried about it. I personally think it's probably lighting a little bit more fire under their butts, in my opinion. Austin Eckler talked a little bit about it too, said, "Hey, look, I think we're probably going to be a little bit more motivated out of that, because we could just try to be 1% better." That's something Derwin James talks a lot about. And
Agreed.
I think it's ridiculous. And we talk to players. I don't even want to bring that up. Like, I just want to talk about, let's talk about the season and let's move forward.
Talk about the game.
Get past it.
Yeah. And thank you for correcting that. Yeah. I was pretty sure Derek Carr was not going to play. So that's good to know. Now, again, I'm not sure how many ones will be out there as well, too. I wouldn't know. Maybe Nola, you could let us know if we're expecting any ones to be out there. I wouldn't assume so. Maybe your line. I know you guys got some nice, some O-line draft picks. That homie from TCU. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The big offensive lineman. I know he might be out there as well too. But again, folks, smash that like button, please. And let's see, Kyle Goodwin. I want to see Tuli, Bosa, and Mac rush all at once. You can't double team them all, dude.
Oh,
I'll tell you right now, but dude, I'll tell you, I'm excited to see what stay healthy. For the love of God, guys,
stay healthy.
Just stay healthy.
That's all I care about.
That's it.
That's all.
That's all we need.
Jameis will have a great game. It'll be interesting to see. I'm really curious. Our back, our defensive backs are looking pretty good, so I'm excited to see what will happen as well too.
Yeah.
Pablo, hey, that car is a lemon. Okay. No, it's not. Yeah, and again, that's a good point, right? So Nola, I'm excited to see how he does, because I've always. Jameis has been an interesting guy in the league. So very interesting.
Yep. No doubt.
Here we go.
It's cool to see all these Saints fans coming in here too. And all that's
exciting.
Awesome to see, man. We appreciate you guys joining in and saying what up.
Okay. So, hey, good to see you again, Noel. Okay. So side bet, who has a better record of the offseason, Raiders or Saints? I'm kind of rooting for Carr now, and he'll sweep the Raiders this year 100%.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It's interesting. The Raiders are scoring a lot of points in preseason. Kind of shocks me. I would have never thought they'd be that great, but they're killing it. They're looking really good. And it's preseason, though.
Funny enough, both the Chargers and the Rams, the Raiders played or got 34 points on the Rams.
Yep.
Both preseason. It was 34-17 both times.
Yep.
It's like, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, all right, there's like an AFC West, like, smack talk Facebook group that I'm in, and dude, Raiders fans, man, just trolling all day, dude.
Yeah.
We got they showed off like all the quarterbacks, like the high-end quarterbacks, CJ Stroud, all those guys that get drafted, but then next to them was Aiden O'Connell, which is their draft pick for their quarterback. And they're like, we chose the right guy. This is the dude, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro. And they love talking about preseason because they go 4-0, or actually I say 3-0 most of the time through preseason. So they think Super Bowl, baby. Dude, preseason means jack, bro. Like, it's jack.
Yeah, you don't got your ones out there. You're running very base offense, very base defense. And by the way, you guys got to steal. Jamal Williams is
Jamal's
straight up
awesome.
Stud, dude.
Yeah.
I live in Utah. I saw him play like crazy out here. He is a freaking stud, dude. Like, I'm just, man, he's sick.
You know, it was cool because even him engaging with the Charger fans too, and a lot of the Chargers fans were really, really receptive to him. And in his post practice interview, he even talked about, man, these Charger fans are real cool, man, super cool dudes. Like, I even got some anime out of it and everything too. Like, I think somebody gave him like a Pokemon hat that they drew like a Pokeball on there and everything too. Like, it's pretty sick, man. Like, our fans are awesome. And, you know, Jamal's an awesome player. I mean, you got to love that guy. I loved him when he was at the Lions, and, you know, obviously BYU, he was solid too. And he's been, he's
I think honestly,
he was so good.
If there's ever a player that I want to like interview that's not a Charger, it's him.
Yeah.
Because dude, he's like literally like the best. Like, you know, you can talk about anything with him and he'll just like wrap it up with you, you know?
He'd be a cool dude. Yeah. And Aether, you're exactly right. They have a lot to prove. And I think, I think this team's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Original one just talked about minor earthquake just happened.
See, what
was I telling you about that, Kyle?
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah, that you know, the storm might kind of move the earth a little bit.
It can move the plates. And so that's the thing. It's kind of a scary situation out there, guys. So you guys be safe out there, man. Don't take this lightly at all with this tropical storm coming through. I don't think it's a hurricane now, but I think it's got high winds and everything too. So it can move around the fault lines.
Yes. Let's stop talking about my ex. We got a new girl. I tell you what, dude, I think this team has definitely changed. And again, welcome Saints fans as well too, guys. Yeah. Again, we love seeing that. Here we go. We got quite a few, guys.
We got a bunch of LSU folks.
Hit like and subscribe, folks. Throw your thoughts out as well too. You know, throw your thoughts out as well. Kyle Goodman, Raiders stayed at the hotel I worked at, and they made me work hard. So I went to their conference room, and when no one was there, wrote "Family Trust Respect" on the board.
Oh, yes.
That's sick. That's sick.
That's wait. Who said that? Was that the Saints fans?
No. That was Kyle Goodwin.
Kyle Goodwin.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I was like, they threw out the family trust respect. Let's go.
That's amazing.
I like that. And Pablo, New Orleans takes me back. French Quarter, Decatur Street. You know, I've never been down there. I've always wanted to go, and I've never done it. So I need to make that happen.
I really do need to go because like my birthday is around Mardi Gras time.
Yeah.
So I need to go out there and really party it up. You know, that'd be pretty dope. I'd love to meet up with the NOLA boys, bros.
I want to get some straight up real gumbo and jambalaya out there and get them beignets from Cafe du Monde, I think is what it is, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll eat a lot of. I do that every time I go on vacation, though. I go out and eat tons of food, dude. I love it.
Yeah, Kevin, good call on this too. I think our running back crew is looking solid, man. I mean, and we haven't even seen Hoosman out there at all, dude. Like Hoosman's not even been out there at all. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens. And we got another guy, Aaron Shamplin. See what happens with him. Yeah, man. There's just a lot going on, man. It could be interesting to see. Okay, yeah, minor earthquake. Wow, that's so crazy, man.
Yep, I'm actually looking at it right now.
Yeah, so if you pull some information on that,
it was a 5.0 magnitude.
5.
Wow, are you serious?
That's not really minor. That's
pretty big.
That's big.
That's pretty big. I mean, yeah, that's getting there to like the little worried about this stuff now, you know?
Yeah, that was out. That was out in Ojai, so like near like Santa Barbara. The thing about it is, man, just be safe. That still comes down either which way. It could continuously keep going. So guys, be safe out there, please.
I love crepes, really thin pancakes. Remember that? Just say you love it. Crepes, really thin pancakes. Remember that? Was that Talladega Nights? That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Be careful, folks, guys. Okay, here we go. This is good. So I know we're getting kind of long-winded now. We're about 44 minutes. I want to say in the show games, the Ravens used to use that a lot. Statistically, they played better when they were pissed off. Look, I think everyone plays better when you're a little bit pissed off. You get a little bit more intense.
You get that chip on the shoulder a little bit more, you got something to prove, like people don't take it too seriously, and just kind of like our channel right now, I would say, like people ain't taking us too seriously, but we kind of keep it loosey goosey, but yeah.
Hey, Noah, we'll check you out. You go live for the game. Absolutely. That's great.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
So we'll check you guys out for sure. That's awesome. Always good to see other podcasters out there as well too. So excited, man. This will be fun, guys. Again, remember this is preseason. We're letting these rookies get the wiggles out and show what they can do, right? The whole point of this is to let some of these guys show what they can do. You're not going to see a lot of ones out there. Again, you did make a good comment, James, though, that we did see Zion Johnson and Jamari out there because they're in new positions, right? They're the new guards. You're trying to at least, sort of see, what they can do out there, right? So that's a big thing. Good point. Kevin, good point, boy. He's got that money. He got that money.
It wasn't an earthquake. Herbert
he got that money. He got that money.
I like that.
It's funny. The other day,
air horn, dude. Air horn. He got that money.
Yeah.
I was looking at the lottery, and I saw the lottery was about $265 million. I'm like, oh man, if I won that, I would just be over Justin Herbert. I'd have a big bank takes little bank. Let's go, Herbert. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Buy out his contract.
Yeah.
Oh man, this would be great, dude. I'll tell you, Dotson's looking good, man. That guy's got breakaway speed. It's really interesting to see what he does out there.
Man,
so
big money on the $1,000 for Dotson for 2 touchdowns, man. Dang.
Well, I will say this too, though. I do like the fact that we are running the ball a lot in preseason because we need to get these guys some work, right? Again, we sucked last year in the running game. And I think that was also Lombardi's fault to some degree. But I think bottom line, it's pretty good to see, where we're at on that.
Well, and that's the thing. And I was going to bring that point of something to watch in this game is can we continuously make that run game be strong like what it was with 217 total yards last game? Crazy. Can we make that happen again? Now, I'm going to say that Rams game was Rams. I don't think have that much talent. I don't think they have that much depth. They're going to be a tough team this year, as in to find a way to win. But can we continue that run game? Can we continue a little bit of that downfield pass game too?
Yeah.
Can we find a way to stop the run too? That's another big part of it too.
Yep.
So
it's huge. Well, I know we're getting a little long-winded now, but I know the game's going to be going on about an hour. I got to start cooking, folks. I got to make those steaks, guys. I wish you were here.
Feed me.
It's going to be great. Steaks, potato. It's going to be sick. I wish we had some beignets. Maybe we could call and get some beignets. That'd be pretty nice.
Man, I'd be all about
big
that.
Big netties. But maybe we could wrap up. I'll just give my final thoughts. I'm just excited to see everyone out there. I love seeing these rookies. Preseason's always fun because, it's an opportunity for these rookies to go out there and show what they can do, right? They're all applying for a job. Let's make that very clear, right? And again, you're not going to see a lot of ones out there for the Chargers. Doesn't sound like you're going to see a lot of ones for the Saints, but it's good to see these rookies out there hitting each other, having some fun, playing the game that they love. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see who steps up and then who we're going to talk about after the game too, right? I mean, we'll definitely talk about the players to watch and what we were excited to see. So we'll again, check us out afterwards as well too. We are going to go live right after the game.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Kyle, you got some last thoughts?
Man, I mean, it's just good to have more football out there. I know it's I know it's preseason and people kind of poo-poo about preseason and stuff like that, but it's really important for the rookie players to get out there and play because they're trying to earn their place, when you really think about it, we probably already have 30 players already locked into the team no matter what, the starters, maybe second stringers and stuff like that, so you have about 23 spots open for these rookies to get in onto the team.
Yep.
And so, hey, and a lot of our areas are pretty deep. The wide receivers room is pretty deep. The running backs are pretty deep. The tight ends are pretty deep. So, who's gonna be able to get in there? Who's gonna be able to wiggle their way into the team and find a spot? This is people's livelihoods at this point. They've been playing this game since they were kids, and now this is their shot. That's why it's so fun to watch these games because these people, they're putting their heart out there. So. I'm excited. I'm excited about that, and hopefully we'll see another a breakout player that we didn't really think about before. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and even just kind of piggyback off that too, Kyle. Like I was kind of worried about, and obviously I know what's going on. Safety is all the most utmost importance right now with what's going on with this hurricane situation and all that. But I was thinking for the players, man, I really hope that they don't end up canceling it, because I would like for them to have an opportunity to be out on the field to try to, add to their resume per se. And so, but I'm excited about this game in the sense of I just want to see more consistency with this team. Can we have a consistent run game? Can we have a consistent run defending game? Can we have a consistent downfield pass type game? Going on earlier on with this conversation in this stream, talked about Brandon Staley, and he has consistently had winning records for his 2 years now being as a head coach. I just want to see a nice consistent base team all around. So I'm excited just to see consistency of this team. And once again, health, please. Yeah. And I'm also going to say, I love the NFL because I love it when fans come in here. We got Saints fans jumping in there saying, who dat? And we got other YouTube channels saying what up. We love seeing this stuff, guys. And, we do this all for the fans. And this is the fans of the NFL, the fans of the Chargers. We just love being able to talk football. And so if you guys want us on your podcast to talk Chargers football, we can totally do that. We can talk football as a whole if you want to. But man, we just love being a part of like the NFL, universe.
100%.
Yep.
Well, guys, let's get ready to watch the game and get excited to watch this game. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be fun on both sides of the ball. Just remember, folks, we are literally watching these guys apply for a job. That's really the way I look at it, right? It's a job application, and give them an opportunity to go out there and prove that they deserve a spot on a roster. And again, the sad part about this game, though, is there's only 53 men that are going to make the team, and then they're going to go to practice squads, and then other teams can pick up healers that they like, So we're going to lose some really good talent eventually, but it's one of those situations you say, okay, let's go out there and do it. So enjoy this game. Just enjoy it for what it is, and we'll have some conversations afterwards. So as always, we're the Bolt Bros.
Bolt Bros.
Let's go.
Let's go.